So hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and the question today that we'll be discussing is next permutation. Now I know a lot of you might have stuck at this particular question just because you don't know how to find the next permutation. Okay, so I will be like helping you out in understanding first what the question is asking, and then we'll be moving forward. So now, uh, yep. So over here, the question is asking us to implement the next permutation, okay, which rearranges number into a numerically next greatest permutation of numbers for a given array A of size n. Okay. Now, like just for a second, okay, let's not think that there is some number, okay, and instead of that, just imagine that you have to use a dictionary, right? Now, if we are working on a dictionary, then what basically happens is the alphabet that are smaller, they come first, right? So now suppose if I have some word, okay, that is like A, B, C, D, right? So this will be the first word that I find inside my dictionary, right? Because it contains A, that is at first, then B, and then C, and then D, okay? Now, suppose if I am on a word that is ACDB, okay, so let me just write it down over here. Okay, so maybe I'm at a word that is a c a c d b. Now the next permutation out of this, okay, so the next word, if I want to have all these words inside my uh like if I want all these letters inside my word, okay, and I want to search like what will be the next thing inside the dictionary, okay, that will contain all these words, so then my answer is really simple, right? Now I have to just go for A D B C. Why? Because my D is greater than C, okay, and then the first thing that will come will be B, right? Because B is the smallest element. Now if you guys are comfortable with like searching a word inside a dictionary, what I think you all might would be, okay, so what we can do now is we can now just convert this thing into our numbers, okay. So now let us imagine, okay. So A will go with 1, okay, C will go with 3, D 4 and 2. So now if my number is 1, 3, 4, 2, then what I have to do is basically my next permutation will be something like 1, 4, 2, 3, right? So like seeing it this way is actually easy, right? And from this only you will get the intuition like how exactly this particular algorithm that we have will work. Now for those who code in C++, for them we guys have a function that says next permutation, okay, and inside that we have to just put in the array and up till what size of the array we want to have the next permutation to be, and then we can simply just get that. But then in this question over here they have specifically said that we can't use that particular function, so that is written where in our, yeah. Okay, it's not written. Okay, yeah. Do not use library function for next permutation. Okay, so we are not allowed to use that particular thing. Okay, so now how exactly we are going to solve this? Now the algorithm for it is very simple. Okay, so what we do is we first find the index from the back for which my A index is less than A of index plus 1. So what I am doing over here is now if now it's like it is really easy. Okay, so in dictionary what generally happens is if I have a word in the center like over here, right, then what will happen is all the words after it will be like this greater, okay, and then the words that are previous to it will be smaller, right? So it is something like this. But now for a second, just imagine that we don't consider the first element that we have. Okay, so if we don't consider first element, then it will look something like this. Okay, so it will be like rising up till this point and then it will be decreasing. So now what we are trying to do is we have to move towards this side and find the particular word. Now see over here, I have A, C, D, B. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the particular word where my A of index is less than A of index plus 1. So over here, B to D we are going up, okay, but from D to C we are going down, right? So the C is the point where my dictionary is like moving downwards, okay? So I will be pointing out the C. So my index 1 will be C. Now what we will do is, if the index value, okay, so now we have to see, like if my index value is less than 0, then I will just reverse the array and return it. Why? Because if I find no number greater, right, that means I am right now on something like DCBA. Okay, that is the last thing that we have inside our dictionary. Okay, so the last thing that we have. So now what we can not now from this, the only permutation that we can have is the first one, right? So that's why we will be just reversing if there is, like, if we find no such index. But then if we find such an index, what we will do is we'll find the index 2 from the end for which a of index is less than a of index 2. So now I have to find something, okay, I have to find an index for which my value of C should be less than the value of that particular index. Now if I see for B it is not, but for D it is, right? So what I will do is I will just simply swap C and D. Okay, so now after swapping it, it will be something like A, okay, A, D, C, P. Okay, and now what I will do is I will just simply reverse this part. Okay, so after reversing this part, I will get ADBC. Okay, and that is my next permutation. Now, why does this logic works, right? Why exactly we are doing this stuff? So basically this thing works because of the logic that I just tried to explain you before. That is the dictionary logic. Okay, uh, so it is really simple, right? Mm, I will try to again explain, okay, so that it's easier for those who haven't understood it up till now. So what basically we are trying to do is we are trying to find the next word inside a dictionary. So now suppose if I have the word algorithm, okay, I have this word. Now if I want to find the next word just next to next after this, okay, so what I will be doing is I will be first finding from here what is the lowest word that I can get. Okay, so the lowest one that I can get is maybe G. Okay, G, I got G. So what I will do is I will put that G over here. Okay, and then rest of the stuff that I have, right, my LORITHM, I will just like sort it and put it over there, right, like from lowest to the highest. Okay, and that will give me the next permutation. So same kind of thing we are trying to apply over here. Okay, now let me just erase these stuffs that I have added. Cool. So now let's move forward. Okay, and let's try to code this thing out. So now after knowing the logic, it would be like really easy for you guys to code it out. For those who haven't understand like why exactly we got this particular logic, okay, what you have to just do is just try to relate this particular question with dictionary. Okay, sit with it for like maybe 15 minutes, okay, and you will be able to get it. So now let's start with the coding part. Okay, so now in the coding part, the first thing that we have to do is we will be like writing and creating an index 1. Okay, so let me just create an index 1. So int index 1. Okay, and my index 1 I'm defining over here because I want to like use it later on. So now over here I will run a for loop. Okay, inside this for loop my index 1 will start from, okay, will start from the end. Okay, so basically my a dot size, but not exactly from the end because I want to compare the last element as well, so that's why -2. Okay, and now what I have to see is I have to see that my index 1 is greater than equal to 0, and then I will just do index 1 plus plus. Okay, so now I'm moving in the backward direction. Now what I have to find if my a of I is somewhere, okay, if my a of I is somewhere less than my a of I plus 1. A of I plus 1, that is a of index 1 plus 1 index 1. Okay, so as soon as I find that particular stuff, okay, as soon as I find the term wherein my a of index of I is less than a of index of I plus 1, so basically I got the point. Okay, I got the point where like the uphill was there, right? Now what I have to do is now I have to check if, okay, if my yeah, now I have to now after this, first thing I have to do is I have to break it. Okay, so I have breaking it. So so right now we have like the value of index of 1. Now what we have to do is we will see like if my index 1 is greater than 0 or not. Okay, because if that is not greater than 0, in that scenario what I have to do, I have to just return the reverse of it, right? Because that means that I'm at the last word inside my dictionary. Now what I will do is over here I will make index 2. Okay, Now, for index 2, right? So I will be starting my index 2 from my a dot size -1, okay? And I have to check, right? So I have to check that I have to also check let my index 2 to be greater than my index 1, okay? So I have to check in this particular range that is there any word, okay? Is there any word for which, okay, my a of index 2 is greater than a of index 1, okay? And up till then I will be doing index 2 dot index 2 minus minus, okay? Same thing for this here as well. By mistake I have written plus plus, so it will be minus minus, cool, because we are moving in the backward direction. Now over here, now over here we have to just check if my a of index 2, okay, if my a of index 2 is greater than a of index 1. So if that is the case, I will be just breaking it out, okay? So I will just break over here, and what I will do is after this I have to just swap it, right? So I will just swap my a of index 1 and my a of index 2. Now I have swapped it, and then finally before returning we have to just reverse it, okay? So we will be reversing it, but from where we have to reverse? We have to reverse from a dot begin plus index 1 plus 1, as you remember. Now from a dot end, okay, still a dot end, and that's it. So we'll be returning our array a because that is being asked. So now just check. Yeah, success, right? Correct. So if you guys have watched up till this point, okay, and this code has helped you or my explanation has helped you, so please drop a comment and please do like and subscribe the channel. Okay, so in the end, the thing is over here. Thank you.